Hey everyone, welcome back to Flat Creek Digital. As I promised, this is kind of a part 2 to the last video I made, where we did the neon lights look, very 80s. I'm going to show you how to do the gradient colors to get this more rainbow effect, or you can do any colors you want. With the neon lights. I'm going to show you how to do this little cute little drink right here with the little umbrella. Alright, so let's go down. I found this image online. I think there's a bunch of little summer clip arts. I'll try to find where I got it from and put it down in a link below. But basically we're going to take this and turn it into this here. And it's very similar to the last video I made. I think there's just maybe a couple more steps that you have to do because this isn't a vector image like your font would be. This is just the PNG, and you can't, as you can see, you can't change the color. You can change your size, but you really can't do much to it. So what we're going to have to do is turn this into more of a vector type of item, so we can change, which basically this means, this little edit path to nodes. You're going to have a bunch of nodes in here. So let's show you how to do that in Inkscape. All right, so you're going to make sure you're selected on that item. Let's get rid of this one. Get it out of the way. Let's get this out of the way. Okay. So now we're going to take your image, make sure it's selected. We're going to go up here to our little toolbar, and we're going to find this trace bitmap. Okay. We'll click on it. We're going to make sure it's on single scan, brightness cutoff. This here, sometimes it'll work at that number, but I generally try to go up to at least 80 or so. And I'll leave all this alone. And you can come over here and you can hit update. Okay, and now it's going to show you what your image is going to look like. Now, if it didn't look very crisp, you would want to adjust. The higher you go up, the better it'll be. You got to kind of find your sweet spot. And not every image is the same, so you can't just go to 80 and expect it to be perfect. You have to kind of find the right one. Okay, so that looks good for what we're going to do. So we're going to go down here to apply. Okay, and it looks like it didn't do anything, but it just placed that vector image right on top of your PNG image. Now see, now when you go to this edit path by nodes, you have all these little nodes in here, and you can adjust and change anything you want to with any of those. But we're not going to do that. That's kind of more of a complicated video. So now that we got that, let's delete this one. Get it out of our way. We can take this, and now we can change the color to it. So let's do this more greenish color, which is not really going to matter because we're going to do a gradient. So, oh, I forgot to duplicate. Let's duplicate. Just need 4 like we had in the last video. Okay. So we made that one green. This one's going to be a lighter. Make sure you're going from dark to light. You know what? We're doing it backwards. I don't want to confuse y'all from the last video. So darker. Let's try that one. Lighter. Lighter. And then of course your top one will be white. Very similar to the last video. Okay, now we're going to change our background so you can see your little white image. Just like before. Go to this. I'm sorry, I didn't even explain. You go to File, go to Documents, Properties, and then you can go to Background Color right here, and then you just change your background color. Change it to light gray. That way you can see your white now. Okay. Now, this is where we're going to do the gradient color. It's a little bit more complicated. I'll try to make sure I do each step. What you're going to do is you're going to click on this bottom one, because that is the bottom one, is the one we're going to do the gradient color on. We were going to go here to create and edit gradients. Alright, and then we're going to click on the image that you want the gradient on. Now I have it up here where you can change it linear, There's a radial. Y'all can play around with that later. I may do a different video to show the different things that these do, but for right now we're going to do the linear gradient. Okay, and we're just going to click on our image twice and it'll put it on your image, and now you have the gradient. Now I like to add in at least 2 more spots to add in colors on that gradient line. And what you do is you just double click on it. It's going to put in a little diamond here and a little diamond there. Alright, so now we can change the colors and the variance of those, and I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to click on this first one. Okay, it's a little square right there on your gradient line. Go up here to our toolbar. We are going to find our fill and stroke. Okay, make sure that's clicked. And I don't like having it on this for these. I like having the wheel. I use that a lot. So just click on wheel. Okay, and I like to start off my gradient with pink. I just like using the pink. Alright, it's already at the tip. With this, you're going to have to watch your opacity, which is this right here. Make sure it's all the way up to the brightest, okay? Alright, let's go to the next color, which we'll click on our little diamond that we added in. And then I like blue for this, so let's change it to blue. Alright, see right here where your opacity is down, bring it up. It's going to do that throughout this because that's how gradient works. Gradient likes to be brighter to a more opacity clear at the end. So alright, let's go to our next diamond. I like a little brighter green maybe. Okay, let's bring the opacity up. And then let's do this one at the very end. Let's do yellow. Bring the opacity up. Alright, see, you got the radiant, or not radiant, I keep wanting to say that, gradient colors. And you can adjust this any way you want. You can move these over. It's going to move your blue over some. You can move your green over. If you want more pink, you can move this little square to bring your pink in. But you can also leave it here. Let me show y'all something. Once you click up to your select tool, okay, this little button right here, it'll come move gradients and fill or stroke along the object. Okay, if you don't have this clicked, this will change when you move it. I'm going to show you. See, it changes it because you're on that gradient line. You don't see it, but it's there, and you're changing the colors of it. Sometimes I'll use that, you know, if I want to change it, and just that way I'll just move it around and it changes for me. But I like where it's at. So if you like where it's at, make sure you have this button clicked. Okay? Because now, see, you can move it around and it's not going to change anything. It took me forever to figure that out. But now we have it. And now you know. Okay, so now that we have that, this is where we're going to do making it the offset larger. Okay? Now we can skip this part where we had to go to object to path because it's already on a path. We do not have to do that. We can go to path effects like in the last video. Okay. And then hit the plus sign. Go to offset. Okay. And then let's try 3.5. How about that? See how that looks. Okay, that might be alright. Alright, let's go to the next one. Now, since these are already object to path, we don't have to go to path effects and all, you could just hit the plus sign each time you go to the other item. I'll show you on the next one. Alright, what did we do? 3.5 on the last one. Let's do 2 on this one. See how that looks. Computer's being slow today. That might be okay. Alright, let's try the next one. See? We just clicked on it and the plus sign's already there. So you can just go straight to the plus sign. Go to offset. Alright, we did 2 on the last one. Let's do 1.5. This one. See how that looks. Okay, I think that'll be alright. Alright, now go back to your bottom layer and let's go to fill and stroke. Okay, because this is where we're going to do the blur. Remember the blur from the last video. Alright, let's go up. Let's see, let's try that one. You may have to go a little bigger. I'm not sure if we'll be able to see it. And I'll show y'all a little trick if it don't show up that great. Okay, so we blurred, what did we blur this one to? We blurred that to 21. Blurred that one to 16. Let's blur this one to about, what, 10 maybe? Maybe a little more. You don't have to be precise. Don't go by my numbers unless you're doing the exact same image. It's going to be different for each one. Just try to judge how... You don't want it too blurry, but you want it blurred enough to get that neon effect. Alright, that looks good. Let's see how it looks. Alright, again, you're going to leave this bottom one on the bottom layer. So you go to the next one above, make sure it's up to the top now. You're going up to your layers, raise selection to top. Alright, next one, raise your selection to the top. Make sure you do it in this order, and then raise that one to the top. Okay, now we're going to start layering it on top of one another. That one. That one. That one. And there you go. Now you can highlight all of them if you want to be precise and get it. Make sure it says last selected. Then go to your line and distribute and do center on axis. Vertical axis, and then center on horizontal axis. That'll get it all centered up for you. Perfect. But there you go. Hit group, and there you have it. Gradient rainbow neon effect. Now let me show y'all something real quick on group. Now say it wasn't quite as bright or noticeable in the back as you wanted it, okay? Go to that last layer, duplicate that last layer, make sure you send it to the back, highlight it all again. I don't line up sometimes. Just makes it a little bit brighter and bigger when you do that sometimes. So just a little trick. And make sure you only do it to that bottom layer. Just makes it show up just a little bit brighter. And sometimes it needs it. Just depends on how much you blur it. But look. Cute little umbrella drink. The neon effect. Alright guys, I hope that helps y'all. If you have any comments, place them down below. Any ideas of what y'all want me to work on next to show y'all how to do, please comment below. Thank y'all for watching. Please like and subscribe.